my name is Marquita Craig, and I'm going to be doing a persuasive speech on abolishing guns amongst civilians. Guns were not created for personal reasons, such as drive-by shootings or store robberies. Every day in America, a family loses someone to gun violence. Guns should only be available to those in law enforcement and military personnel after a long, extreme background check. Passing stricter gun laws should be a requirement in the U.S., but we haven't gotten there yet because of the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment protects us because it states we have the right to bear arms. Abolishing guns could possibly cause the mentally ill and unstable citizens from getting their hands on an automatic rifle, a Glock 9, a shotgun. It could also decrease the deaths that occur in crimes committed with a gun. Should we require a psych evaluation for guns is the question. According to Gary Young, more than 85 people, including children, are killed with a gun in the U.S. If you think about all the mass shootings that we have had, they've been in schools. Our young children are dying at the hands of a gun. There has been 30 mass shootings since the Columbine shooting. In places such as Chicago, there are at least 20 to 30% school shootings, according to Young in the article, The Greatest Threat to U.S. Citizens. The greatest threat to U.S. citizens is guns. Most crimes are committed with guns. Most shootings are committed with guns. When you do public versus Congress, the public has the right to carry a firearm in public. They're protected by the Second Amendment. Data shows that 56 or 40%, depending on the survey, shows that Americans feel safe carrying firearms openly, or according to Wolfson and Public Opinion on Carrying Firearms in Public Places. You have those citizens that feel like carrying firearms in public will keep them safe. Could that possibly be? In the instance, it doesn't. If every American owned a gun, then the rise in crime will keep going up. Because if I get mad at you or you get mad at me, then I feel as if I have the right to pull out my gun on you. Congress wants to do something about gun laws, but they can't because the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association, dominates gun policy. When we think about dominating gun policy, they give them the control to determine who gets to carry a gun, at what extent. When we talk about buying a gun, the federal system versus the public system in the U.S. for law enforcement is not the same. It could take up to 48 to 72 hours for a background check to come back. By this time, a person could be bought a gun and committed a crime. In places like British, gun laws are stricter. They were put in place after the shooting of 16 kids in 1988. They tightened up on gun control and regulations, as well as banning semi-automatic weapons, according to Gatehouse in the article In the Line of Fire. According to Gatehouse also, Australia bought back and destroyed 700,000 guns that came from private owners. Why can't we do that in America? America is so far behind in gun policy laws. Congress Adam Schiff stated, "We're going to have to recognize a certain vulnerability and take prudent precautions, but not change the way we live. If we take the precautions necessary, we won't have to change the way we live. We won't have to worry about, is our front door safely secured, or is it safe to go to work, or for our children to attend schools. The amount of mass shootings that have occurred should be a wake-up for Congress and Americans. If Americans notice that guns are a threat in our communities, how can Congress? The drive-bys that occur in the rural areas is a prime example of why guns should be abolished. At the age of 12, a parent can buy their child a gun. Is this the age that we would like our children to carry guns around? Background checks do not have to be done at places such as a gun show or an online major site. This is a major problem in America. A quote from UK comedian on The Daily Show was, "One failed attempt at a shoe bomb, and we all have to take our shoes off at the airport. When you go through the airport, you gotta take off your shoes, your belt. You even have to take off your hair bows if you got bows in your hair." 31 shootings since Columbine and no change in gun regulations. When is America gonna wake up and see that we need stricter gun laws in place? Abolishing guns among civilians could possibly help make our streets safe. Making guns only available to those in law enforcement and military personnel could possibly make our streets a little safer, only if those that are carrying a gun and law enforcement can be trusted with a firearm. Decrease in innocent people losing their lives. We want our children to live longer than us. We don't want to have to bury our children as parents. It could also stop the division in our communities between the different cultures. Cultural diversity also comes with gun violence, because we feel like racism is only pointed with those that are not of color. So I say to you, America, let's fight to abolish guns in our community and in our streets.